Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
What a beautiful way to welcome in Shabbat with the melodies of peace and Shabbat. Close your eyes for just a second. I want you to think that you can see over the sea, through the ocean, to the hills of Svat. And in Svat is where the Kabbalists gathered some 600 years ago to create the service that we'll be singing and some of the songs that Cantor was just singing. In those places, in those mountains, which is not a high mountain, but looking over Tiberias, the Kinneret, that's where these prayers came from. They would greet the Shabbat with beauty and splendor. I got a wonderful gift today. Ronnie DeBrouwen found a rabbi, her Rabbi Evan Schultz, from another synagogue she was part of, and she sent me a book that he just wrote. It's called Poetry in the Language of Jewish Time. And it's a beautiful, optimistic book. It's written after October 7th, and there are several poems in it. But this one is called Sabbath Knocking. The Sabbath comes knocking. The Sabbath gently knocks on the door. Through the window, she sees an elderly man quietly lighting the Shabbat candles. He is filled with sorrow, anxiety, and melancholy. Jacob, cries the Sabbath, Israel. The spirit of the Shekhinah has departed from him. The Sabbath cries. With a gust of wind, the Sabbath enters and whispers to the man, I have brought you joy, sweet Jacob. I have brought you much needed joy. Let's take a nice deep breath of Shabbat air, breathing in everything from this President's Week, and breathing out everything that we don't need, all that exhaust from cars and all the travails that we go about all during our regular day. And we breathe in love and happiness and joy and all the things we want to hold on to. Ready? I'd like to bring over Briz Chorus. I guess we'll have you on the large podium.
I just turned it down, so I'll turn it back up for you.
I'm not shy.
There we go.
No, I'm fine. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm reminded as I look around tonight of something that Rabbi Alex says often, which is that every week we're unique. Every week we're a different group, and we have people that are here virtually every Friday night, and then we have people that only show up on occasion, and we have people that are here virtually every Friday night who have been gone for 5 or 6 weeks, and they're back tonight. And she's very tan. You can tell that she was in someplace warm. More tan than Walter. You can tell who really enjoyed the sunshine. But it's just every week, and up here it's different too. Some weeks we have both Rabbi Alex and Cantor Frank, and some weeks we have the rabbi, and some weeks we have the cantor, and some weeks we have Ken at the piano, and some weeks we have Ivan, and some weeks we have the cantor with the ukulele.
We have Elijah over there.
It's always different, but it's always, even though it's always unique, it's always special. And that's, tonight is no occasion. You may have noticed we have a chuppah set up over here. I've been waiting to announce this, but Sherry, Joe, and I are we have a congregant's son who grew up in this temple, getting married on Sunday, so that'll be very nice. We're gonna be busy Sunday. We're gonna do a perm spiel rehearsal and then boogie on out of here so the wedding can come on in. But that's one of the joyful things that makes this place special. That when we can have a joyous event, it just makes that being here so much more special and so much more meaningful. So that's a life cycle event that we don't get to do enough of, and it's nice when we can. So that's coming up on Sunday, and all sorts of other stuff coming up that I'll be talking about in the announcements. And in the meantime, we have both clergy tonight and the ukulele. So we have again a little different service tonight, and it'll be fun. So Shabbat Shalom again, everyone. This is also our last service of February. We came this close to having 5 Fridays in February. We were off by 1 day this month, but because leap year. But who knows? I think it'll happen in about 7,000 years that we'll have 5 Friday nights. So I probably won't be doing the announcements then, but you never know. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Bruce. Cantor set us up down low, which is nice. We tried this out a couple of weeks ago, and we had a great time with it. I'd like to read one other poem from this book. It's a really wonderful book. I'm so grateful to Ronnie for purchasing this for me. This is called We Are Here, and I think it describes where we are right now. We are exhausted, we are tired, we are confused, we are empty, we are hurting, we are scared, we are worried, we are lost, we are afraid, we are wishing, we are on edge, we are waiting, we are praying, we are mourning, we are grieving, we are longing, we are watching, we are scrolling, we are hugging, we are writing, we are calling, we are singing, we are hoping, we are talking, we are crying, we are here. And so we're going to bring in Shabbat here with our candle lighting, and I've asked Harvey and Barbara to light for us. Page 120. Oh, well, hold on one second. We have a song first. My Yafeh Hayom. I'm so
Right.
sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. Then we'd have 3 songs in a row, so this way it breaks it up a little bit. Opening song.
Page 128.
Yeah. My Yafeh Hayom. How beautiful the day. How lovely today is. Shabbat Shalom.
And if you don't know Hebrew, there's a very simple one to learn.
My Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. My Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. My Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. My Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Truth is, Rabbi, I wore out so many of our accompanists on all these major projects that we're working on like every month that I have to fill in the weeks between. So
Well, it's very nice. I had this image of all these exhausted accompanists.
they're exhausted.
So
at this point.
lying down. They're just like my dogs after they're running around like crazy.
But all of these Jews of all hues every single month with new music and new projects, and then we have Shabbat in Liverpool, and then we have I just can't even. They're all exhausted from me.
No, I think they
I
love
give
it,
them a
actually.
break every once in a while.
All right, we're going to bless the candles. Now we're going to bring up Harvey and Barbara. Thank you for being good sports. Just for those of you not familiar, the book does open the opposite direction. We're on page 120. This is the prayer for lighting the candles, and it's one of the only commandments that I know of, the only one, I think, that we light first, and then we say the blessing. Usually you say the blessing and then you do the action. But because it's Shabbat, we do it a little differently. So,
Right from left to right or right to left?
you know what? Did you read my Torah thoughts this week? I said there's no one tradition for it. So you're lighting just like the ancient priests in the temple. I talked about a debate they had about how they extended the candles during the winter months, and some said you added wick and some said you added oil. I don't know what they did, actually. All right, so page 120. Thank you for leading us.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehad likner shel
May the lights of Shabbat light our way through Shabbat. And if Harvey, if you could lift up the Kiddush cup there. The Kiddush is on page 123. And Harvey, do you want to lead us? Sure. Yeah. Do you need the prayer? Okay. L'chaim. My friend Chaim always said, thank you for saying l'chaim to me. Thank you. Beautiful job. We're going to welcome in Shabbat and one another on page 142 with Shalom Aleichem. For those of you, I have a class upcoming this week. We're talking about Shalom in the Jewish sense, and we'll hear it in the Christian sense the following week. And Shalom Aleichem is where we're going to start off. So take a look at this prayer if you're interested in joining on Wednesday at 11, page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashabet, Malachei Elyon, Mi'ileh, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Shalom,
look there at the bottom of the page, there's actually something I didn't realize before. It describes a little bit about the writing of Shalom Aleichem. It's a Zmira, which those of you familiar, those are the songs like Cantor was doing at the beginning of our service, which help us prepare for Shabbat, or during Shabbat we sing Zmirot. But it says here that it was composed, influenced by these early Kabbalists, and it's written about, based on a passage in Shabbat 119b that we looked at in the study last week in my office. And that is the same exact passage which describes a rabbi going out to greet Shabbat, and that is exactly what Lecha Dodi is also based. So let's look at page 138, and on 138 we'll do Lecha Dodi, which is based on the same exact reading from the Talmud. So we are going to be doing verses 1 and 9.
Sure.
On the 9th verse, we rise, we face the doorway there, we bow to the Shabbat bride as she enters, and then we welcome each other in by waving at one continue with our call of community, page 146. We look around at the beautiful community that we have here. As Bruce said, every single one of you is unique and is essential to making our community tonight. Again, 146. We remain standing, page 150, Ahavat Olam, for the love of God and the world. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, God, who loves your people Israel. Page 152, 153, the Shema.
Listen, Israel, Adonai, our God, Adonai, our God is one. Listen, Israel, Adonai, our God is one. Listen, Israel, Adonai, our God is one. Listen. Hang on. Having a hard time finding the key, sorry.
Take your time, we got this.
There we go. Listen, Israel, Adonai, our God is one. Try with me. Listen, Israel, Adonai, our God is one. Let's try it again. Listen, Israel, Adonai, our God is one. You can repeat it if you like. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Listen, Israel, Adonai, our God is one. Listen, Israel, Adonai, our God is one.
You may be seated. We'll continue with the V'ahavta on the next page.
Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננת לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם מאוד הידיך וטלטפות בין עיניך וכתבת המזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו kol mitzvotai v'yitem kidoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Let's read in the English on 155. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your home or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Taking that last bit, which is leaving Egypt and the purpose of coming into freedom, we'll move into the Mechamocha, page 158. 158. Casualty over there.
Oh, wow.
One of the candles, Joanne, who sits in the corner, she does that for a number of reasons. For security reasons, she can also hear the door over there. But she spies, as our executive director, watching over our building, and she noticed something happened over there. And part of the candle exploded on the floor over there. So it looks beautiful, actually. And it is not burning a hole in the carpet, which is good. And I think it's a little ironic because wouldn't you know, this week's Torah portion is about lighting the menorah. So isn't that perfect? But that's with olive oil, but it just seems very fitting. All right.
It's calling attention to itself.
Yeah, it's like, come on, look at me. I'm the star of today's portion, right? All right, let's turn now to the Vishamru, and this is a different version,
Yes.
162.
Yes,
that
but
we
it's
did.
an old one for me. I used to do it all the time.
I think
By
we did
Lisa
it last
Levine.
week.
Lisa Levine. Anyone heard of Lisa Levine? No. She wrote a beautiful Mishaberach that we do on High Holy Days. The healing prayer. Beautiful. Here we go. All right, so try singing along. It's catchy. Shamro, b'nei Yisrael, et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Try it with me. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם. To the top. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. Here we go. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. Last time. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We rise for our private prayer, which starts on page 164, goes for 180. Feel free to read in the Hebrew, English, or just your own private prayers, and whenever you're ready, you may be seated. So here is another poem from Rabbi Evan Schultz's book, Morning, Noon, and Night, a song that circles. Let the song you sing fill the air with mine tonight, a song and prayer of love and hope, imagination and yearning, patience and impatience, joyfulness and pain. Though we may be alone, still in the throes of solitude, counting hugs we owe and moments lost, pause, listen to the song that circles through the air, and add your melody to the sweet chorus of voices and lives, a reminder we are never fully alone. Continue with our song of prayer of peace, Oseh Shalom, page 180. 180.
Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'akol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael.
We turn to our prayers of healing, page 371, the Mishaberach. I'm going to read our list from our congregation, then I'll come around, and if you have names specifically you want to say, just raise your hand. And as I call on you, just feel free to say those names out loud or just hold them in your heart. As a community, we are sending prayers to Marjorie Abelson, Denise Balsam, Rebecca Baratot, Adam Bernard, Alan and Karen Cooper, Mark Ferber, Gloria Fine, Sue Frank, Marianne Friedman, Carolyn and Ernie Grosser, Ken Kellick, Maya Ruth Corin Matlock, Jim Kiles, Charlotte Krebs, Emily Langan, Carol Lieberman, Miles Levy, Fanny Markel, Aaron Nevler, Richard Radis, Dwight Reed, Cheryl Rossi, Brandon Ryan, Diane Wabnek-Chetier, Ed Smith, Jeffrey Smith, Gail Willig-Smith, Norma Unaher, Mike Wheeler, Frederick Winter, Howard Weissman, Hinda Sara Bat Rachel, Shoshana Bat Liba, Chana Ezra Ben Shul, Chana Leah Bat Avram Basara, Liba Bat Rachel, Shoshana Bat Liba, and Yochanan Ben Raphael. We'll go around.
Marshall Friedman. And all the Israeli soldiers that have been injured in the past 2 months.
Tony Romano and Becca Mahern.
Mary Salzman. Dick Pepper, Whitehouse.
Tammy Alves and Leon Miller.
Sue Frank and Mark Frank.
Batami, Batshulami, and Scalfan.
Lynn Schmeichel. Mary Lane.
Anita and Jill Klinger.
And we'll bring all those names into our hearts as we sing the Mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mikol HaBracha
healing of body and soul. May our prayers go out to where and wherever they're needed. Cantor, I think I'm going to talk from up here, actually.
Which one?
This one.
All right.
All right, Shabbat Shalom. Sometimes I just need to stretch. We went to Cleveland this week, so we just got back this afternoon. When you're in the car for a little while, you just need to, get your spilkus out. I'm going to try to do something today, which may be a little bit impossible. I'm going to solve my central Buffalo mystery for you. I'm going to solve the central Jewish mystery, and I'm going to do it all on one foot. Okay. So the Buffalo mystery has to do with coffee. Cantor is not from this area either, so she may have had the similar thing. What do we drink when you're in Buffalo? What coffee? Tim Hortons. Oh, I heard Dunkin' Donuts. No. Let's try that again. Dunkin' Donuts. No, yeah, Tim Hortons. Yeah, Starbucks, right? But there's something about this area. We had, those of us not from here, there's kind of a mystery. What is it about this Tim Hortons? It's kind of ubiquitous here.
I don't get it.
Right, you
They
feel the same
line
way.
up like 20, 30 cars all on a road.
Yeah, there's a line. You go to the Dunkin' Donuts, no one's there. It's great. Starbucks, there's a line. But it's kind of been a mystery for me. And as I started looking into it, I thought, well, Tim Horton, he was this hockey player that some of you are familiar with, who played here in Buffalo and played in Toronto. And he died in a horrific car accident that he was the cause of. And there was a one car, it was right after a game 50 years ago. And that's why I bring it up. The 50th anniversary was this past week on February 21st, 1974. He died, and he was just 44 years old. And it was a terrible tragedy, but it also seemed like, what is this? He wasn't even from this area. He didn't even play here more than 6 months. And he is kind of revered in this area. And he caused this accident. He was drunk while he was driving. It seems like a terrible thing. And then I started researching a little bit more into it because I read about the anniversary, and something started clicking into place. First of all, I learned about him as a defenseman. That was his role, and as a defenseman, he was a big guy. And apparently, or probably you remember him, if he was in front of the goaltender, which you try to do, no one could move him away. He was just a force of nature. And all the hockey players revered him. He was the center of this Maple Leafs team that won 3 Stanley Cups. And he was someone that people gravitated to. Even in his later years as a hockey player in the Buffalo Sabres, people kind of naturally came to him and asked for advice. They wanted to know him. In addition, he was the husband and he was a father of 4 beautiful girls. And he was a devoted father. And the other thing I learned about him is that he owned 3 donut places. And that made him the 2nd or 3rd biggest donut owner in all of Canada at the time. It was not as popular as it is today. And these are the things I started to learn about him, and I started thinking more about it. What is it about this man? What is it about this legacy that still has stayed around for so many years? This kind of complicated legacy. And I realized that this was a person, as a defenseman, as a father, and as a businessman. He was someone who was loyal, who worked hard, and who supported the people around him. He was someone that was admired for his diligence and his duty. And this is the word that really came to mind. He, through his whole life, he saw himself as having a duty to his teammates, a duty to his family, and a duty to the wider community. And he stuck with that. And the community, the fans, the people that knew him, they saw that in him. They saw that he was someone who really people gravitated around and who really took care of the people around him. And they admired him for that. And I think it's really this sense and that deep connection that caused the connection later on. Because what happens after he dies, these three donut places become one of the largest donut coffee franchises in the world, certainly in this area. And the legacy that this coffee place continues to draw on is that sense of duty, our duty towards his legacy. He had a duty towards the people around him, and then we have a duty to him. And it made me think about this Torah portion, because this Torah portion, as I mentioned in the Torah Thoughts, is called Titzaveh. Titzaveh, if you listen to the words, Titzaveh. Do you hear a particular Hebrew word in there? A very popular one. If you add a ma sound, you'll hear it. Mitzvah, right? You can hear some of the same language. It means, normally we'd say command, and this is about God commands the priest to dress in a certain way, to light the menorah in a certain way, and it's a whole list of different commands they have to follow. But we also think about mitzvah. How do we often translate it here within our community? If I say, what's the translation of mitzvah, what would you say? Good deed. And for all of my rabbinic life, that's never been good enough. Because it isn't exactly a good deed. Not every mitzvah is actually a mitzvah when it comes to a good deed. Some of them are very obscure. Some of them have to do with dietary laws, lots of different things that we wouldn't necessarily classify as a good deed. So how do we translate it? Not as commandment. Commandment, I think the reason we've gone away from that translation, we kind of bristle. We're Americans. We don't want to be commanded to do anything. And we can't say it's a good deed, so what is it? And the word that kept coming to mind is duty. It's a duty. It's an obligation. And a duty is different than a commandment. A duty is about what our role is in society, in our families, in our communities. What specific things that we need to do to be an honorable person, to have integrity. What is it that people need to do around us to make sure this world functions the way it does? And this word duty or obligation, I've also seen sacred obligation, is something I can get behind. It's something that calls to us. I think of the reading we did, the reading today, which had to do with the V'ahavta, that second paragraph of the Shema, the first paragraph of the Shema, which talked about loving your God, loving your neighbor, loving the people around you, doing these things that are going to make the world better. I think if I ask most of the people gathered here, no one forces you to come to services, but you feel a sense of duty when you're here. You're doing something as a responsible human being, as a responsible part of society, and that makes us feel good. That's the bridge between a good deed and a commandment, is the sense of duty. That is what Tim Horton represented in his life, that the coffee shops, it's our duty, and that's what we represent here. There's something in that that makes us light our menorah, that makes us do these things, because we want to live lives full of meaning. We don't know if they're going to be taken away in an instant. We don't know what the next thing is going to be. But we want to know that we can count on the person next to us and that they can count on us. If we just focus on that, that is the words of our tradition, and that's the words of human society for one another. That's the wisdom of our tradition, but it's also the wisdom of humanity together. So think about that. I ask you later on, think about what are the duties that you have? What are the responsibilities outside of your job responsibilities or your life? What is it? What is it that calls you? And how does it make you feel when you do some type of duty? Doesn't it make you feel good? I feel like when you do something and you feel like a sense of it makes you feel really good to do that. You could get paid for it or not be paid for it. It could be something someone asked you to do or not. But there's something about that. The more we tie into it, the better our lives can become. And I think that that's what they meant thousands of years ago, and I think that that's what we still talk about today. So do a good deed, do your duty, be a good human being, make this world better, and that's all we can ask of one another. May it be so. We say amen. Speaking of duty, we go to the end of our prayer service. I think we're ready for Alenu. Is that right?
Great.
Am I right on script there? Okay, all right. So we're going to ask you to rise if you so choose. Page 586 for Alenu. Page 591. You may be seated. We're going to turn to the mourner's Kaddish. We've had a lot of losses as of late. We are remembering Ian David, Cohen, Catherine Engelhardt, Herman Engel, Marlene Glickman, Sam Golden, Sandra Kleiman, Lawrence Langer, Leslie Oken, Geraldine Cerns, and Regina Vinder, as well as Roberta Friedman, who died in the last month. On our yard site list from years past, we remember Hannah Adler, Jose Ash, Aaron Baker, Diane Hurwitz Baumler, Julius Berger, William Berger, Marcia, Joe Billick, Maury Bookbinder, Shirley Braun, Sophie Brockman, Dorothy Brockman Frattini, Harriet Cohen, Betty Eisen, Maxwell Ellis, Rita Epstein, Laura Feldman, Aaron Fine, Herb Foster, Sylvia Friedferdig, Frederick Gale, Morris Glazer, Joseph Goldberg, Ernest William Gordon, David Hoffman, Aaron Klein, Richard Nightinger, Marvin Kranitz, Ruth Kraus, Sarah Laveau, Marjorie Longberg, Frank Massimo, Celia Mossman, Helen Neustatter, Wilbert Nusanov, Evelyn Perlmutter, Paul E. Phillips, Clara Picker, Bernard Pleskow, Henry Pohl, Judith Polikoff, Susan Privler, Rita Rubin, Jack Sachs, Lena Schatzberg, Helen Schultz, Pamela Schunk, Louis Tansky, Aaron Tarner, Lillian Ungerleader, Pessa Leah Weiss, Harry Weil, and Joseph Wall. If there's other names, just raise your hand. Those whose custom it is to rise, Mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, bi'alma tivrach irite v'yamlik machute, b'chayachon v'yamachon v'chayedecho be'Yisrael, v'agala v'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabam Avorach Leolam Olmei Olmaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemeda kudusha b'rechu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechamata damiran v'alma v'yimaru amen Yehi shlamar abamin shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen Oseh shalom b'imramav Hu Yaseh Shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world, to which we say amen.
Amen.
Just to know, you'll notice it's not in the Hebrew or the transliteration, but I often add at the end v'al kol yoshvei tevel. That means the entire world, not just Israel. May their memories be for a blessing. You may be seated. I'd like to bring over Bruce. Finally, I got it right again for the announcement.
And Shabbat Shalom again, everyone. Hope you enjoyed tonight's service. Thank you to Sheila Bernard Tucker, our service greeter this evening. Sheila, for a change. Thank you, of course, Rabbi Alex and Cantor Frank for a lovely service tonight. Tomorrow morning, we have Torah study. That is at 9 a.m. That is in person at Temple Beth Tzedek, and it is also available via their Zoom, the Shabbat morning service, and Kiddush luncheon. Oh my, look at that mess here from the candle. Wow. I've been waiting for that to happen. I've been waiting for that to happen, because they're always just angled just so. But it didn't fall, it kind of exploded. So
It didn't light our sanctuary on fire.
no, yeah, that's a blessing. Anyway, and the Shabbat morning service, Kiddush luncheon, is at 10:45. That is also at Temple Beth Tzedek. Sunday morning, we will be here for a Purim Spiel rehearsal. This year's Spiel, as you know, is the Megillah according to Barbie. That is coming up on Saturday, March 23rd at 7 o'clock p.m. And of course, the evening begins with a pizza dinner at 6 p.m. Rabbi Alex and Reverend Bill Hennessy will be doing an interfaith class called Peace, Pax, Shalom, Salam. That is this Wednesday at 11 a.m., and that's here at Congregation Shir Shalom. Next Friday, the rabbi will continue his Intro to Shir Shalom Friday night services class. That is going to be Friday, March 1st at 6:30, prior to our Erev Shabbat service. That, of course, is taking you through the order of the service from beginning to end. And some weeks you have, your office is just overflowing with people, and some weeks there's like 4 people in there. But you never know, and there are not just new people there. And we talked about, the reason that the rabbi, that we talked about doing this in the first place is because there have been so many conversions of late, and we have so many new members of our community, but new members of the Jewish community at large. And we thought it would be nice to kind of take people through our Friday night services. But it's not just the new Jews and the new members who are taking part in the class. I saw Robin and Alan in there a couple weeks ago. I mean, people that have been coming to our services for years sit in on it, and it's informative for everyone. So that will resume Friday night. Now, next Friday is also the first of the month, which means Jews of all hues. This month, we will be in Uruguay, followed by, of course, a festive Onig and foods from Uruguay. And I got nothing on that one. I got no Uruguayan food jokes. So whatever it is, it'll be delicious, guaranteed. That, of course, the Onig catered by Bloom and Rose, and the Jews of All Hues series that we're doing, sponsored by Michael Berger. We appreciate that. Couple other special services coming up. Friday, March 8th is our Scout Shabbat, which is always one of the nicest services of the year. And Friday, March 15th, Shabbat in Liverpool.
Oh my God, we do have
A lot's coming up. And this
People run away from me when they see me come down the hall. They think they're going to get roped or something.
this Sunday would have been George Harrison's birthday. So we're very timely with our
Which birthday?
81.
Oh my.
He would have been 81.
Well, anyway, yes, a lot of Beatles melodies.
Cool. Always cool. You were at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this week. Did you check out the exhibit on the doors? Did it have a picture of our doors? No?
I didn't make it all the way.
No, well. For those of you that haven't been here in a little while, the doors have arrived. Not all of them. They're on the social hall and the hallway. Sanctuary is coming. We're pretty sure in March the sanctuary doors will be up. But bit by bit, we're getting there. As, like I said, this soon-to-be 65-year-old building is getting a significant facelift, and that's great. We don't know yet what our Tikkun Olam team will be collecting for in March, because March begins next week, so watch your email for that. Thank you to everyone that's been donating throughout the month of February. Speaking of good stuff, congratulations to our winners from last Friday's dessert cook-off, one of whom is here, Hillary. Was one of our 3 winners. People get a real kick out of this, but the Erie County Health Commissioner won the cook-off.
That was her second time, she told me.
Was it really?
Yeah, she said she
Won
won
in
it in
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Oh, no kid, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Huh. Anyway.
she took first
so
place then too. All
it-
healthy recipes.
All healthy recipes. Yeah, none of that sugar stuff. But we were delighted to bring back the cook-off, our first one since before COVID. And we'll start doing that stuff again, which is really, really nice.
You promise?
I promise. Tara, if you're watching, I just guaranteed that you're going to do another cook-off. But we will be. We'll be doing stuff like that again. Pickleball open play Monday and Thursday based on availability. That's from 6:30 to 8:30 for Shir Shalom members and their friends. Joanne will be up here in just a minute for our 12th Chai Club drawing. Robert, be forewarned, if she detours under the chuppah, you should follow.
No.
Oh, I'm in trouble. Anyway, 12th High Club drawing. We will be continuing them every Friday until Purim, with the big drawings the night of the Purim Spiel. If you do win, your tickets go back in. If you need anything at all, please feel free to contact Joanne, the rabbi, the cantor, Todd, or myself. We are here for you. Join us in the social hall immediately afterward for an Oneg Shabbat. If you would like to sponsor an Oneg for a special occasion or no occasion whatsoever, contact her. All right.
All
you're
right,
gonna
drum
do the
roll,
drawing.
please. For $18, the winner is Zlatnik. She already won before.
Mix it up, mix it up.
$36. $36, Michael Paris. And for $54, we have Paula Ames.
Who's here tonight.
Wonderful.
Woo!
Perfect.
Thank you, everyone, for supporting our fundraiser.
All right, we are ready to conclude our service with Adon Olam 625.
Adon Olam,
Adon Olam.
Hashem Malach,
Sher Malach.
B'Terem Kol,
B'terem Kol.
Yitzir Nivra, Yitnasa,
Yetnasa.
B'Chefso Kol, Azay Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, V'Yacharei Yiklot Hakol, Levado Yimlok Nora Adon Olam, Ve'hu Haya, Ve'hu Hoveh, Ve'hu Yeh V'Tifara Adon Olam, Adon Olam,
Adon Olam.
Hashem Malach,
Sher Malach.
B'Terem Kol,
B'terem Kol.
Yitzir Nivra, Yitnasa,
Yetnasa.
B'Chefso Kol,
Azay Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam.
והוא אחד ויין שני, לחמשילו להכבירה אדון עולם, ולי ראשית ולי תכלית, ולא והמשרה אדון עולם, אדון עולם,
Adon Olam.
השם מלך,
Asher Malach.
בטרם קול,
B'terem Kol.
יציא נברא, יתנסה,
Yetnasa.
בחפצו קול,
Azay Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam.
והוא אלי וחי גואלי, וצור חבלי ויצרה אדון עולם, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנקסי ביום אדון עולם, אדון עולם,
Adon Olam.
אשר מלך,
Asher Malach.
בטרם קול,
B'terem Kol.
יציא נברא, יתנסה,
Yetnasa.
בחפצו קול,
Azay Shalek Shemo Nikra Adon.